Hey, it's me, SB. Welcome back. So I finally have another tatting pattern for you guys. And today we are going to be making an antique pattern from 1895 that I found on Antique Pattern Library. I thought it looked really cute and really pretty, actually, and elegant and kind of easy to make. The instructions were a little confusing. I kind of rewrote it because it was written for shuttle tatting and I do needle tatting. So here is the picture that was taken from the actual pattern book on the website. These are all free to use. They're basically for personal use only. I'm gonna share it with you guys and hopefully you'll like it. Anyways, let's see what we can do. This is what one of the motifs looks like, and it is a pretty simple design and really easy to do, and it works up quite quickly. So what we're gonna need is a small crochet hook. I am using a US 7 1.5 millimeter steel crochet hook, but really any crochet hook would work as long as you have a crochet hook that can fit in your picots and you can pull it through. So I am using a handy hand. I believe it's a number 3. I will put it up on the screen for you because I can't remember what size it is, but it is one of it's like the second thickest needle. And I'm also using some white crochet thread, and it's just a number 10 crochet thread. You can use any thread you want. Of course, if it's thinner, it's going to be smaller. If it's thicker, it's going to be bigger. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and thread our needle. Easy enough, right? And usually I just wiggle it until it passes through the eye, pull it through. So leave around 4 to 6 inches for your tail, and then for your needle thread, we are going to do around a arm's length. That might be a little bit of an overkill, but I prefer to have a little more rather than less. And if you feel like that's still not going to be enough, go ahead and give you a little extra. You know, it's better safe than sorry. So now we are going to be working with our ball thread, as you can see. And we're just going to start with our first ring. And our first ring is going to be 2 double stitches plus a half stitch. So the half stitch I always do with my index finger. I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to go ahead and do a picot. And then of course that's 1 and 2, and we're just going to repeat that sequence until you have a total of 5 picots. It gets a little confusing sometimes whenever you are doing those half stitches because you kind of get in the groove of doing the full stitch. Okay, and then you're going to end with a half stitch, and then you're going to close the ring the way you would normally close. Grab my loop, as you can see here. It is looped around, loop it around, and just pull everything through. Make sure nothing gets tangled, because it will get tangled. There we go. And then that is our first ring complete. So now we're going to go ahead and rotate and lock our ring in place. And now we're going to be working a chain, and we're going to work the chain exactly the way we worked our first ring. That's why I was saying that this is so simple. So it's going to be 2 double stitches, 1 half stitch, picot, 2 double stitches, half stitch, picot, and you're going to repeat that until you have 5 picots, and then you're just going to, you know, work your chain. So this is a really simple pattern, but it does take a little bit of concentration when doing those half stitches. And you're going to end it the same way with 1 half stitch. And we're just going to get this chain closed. Make sure you get your chain the way you want it. And then we're going to go ahead and turn and close our chain, or lock our chain in place rather. Just like that. Alright, and we're going to start working our second ring. Okay, for our next ring, once again we're going to work it the same. So 2 double stitches, 1 half stitch, and a picot. Okay, and on our second picot, we are going to attach or join our ring to our first ring through the second picot. So this is your first and your second. So let's go ahead and join. And we're going to go ahead and repeat our sequence of 2 double stitches, half stitch, and a picot, and you're going to do that until you have a total of 5 picots. And remember that the picot that you join to counts as a picot on your current ring that you're working on. So right now we have 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're basically just going to repeat this process around until you have a total of 8 rings and 8 chains. And I will meet you back at the beginning so I can show you how to attach your last ring and your last chain. I will put all the instructions up on the screen so you can pause. I am working my last ring here. So you're going to attach it the same way, going into the previous ring that you made. And then we are going to work our double stitches here. For our 4th double stitch, we are going to go through our very first ring that we made, and we are going to go through the second one. So we're going to leave a picot right on the outside and then go through this second picot here. And we're just going to do that the same way that we've been working by joining. And we're going to go ahead and finish up our ring here. So there's our last picot and our last half stitch. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and close our ring. And be careful whenever you are working with crochet thread because it loves to get all twisted and then you run into problems. Alright, so there is our last ring and our motif is all joined together. So now we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to turn and lock our ring into place. Work our chain the same way all the way until we finish it. So go ahead and close your chain. Make sure you have it settled exactly how you want it. And what I usually do is I just leave it facing me and I go under my ball thread and then over, so I twist it around, under and over, and I pick up my needle thread and just pass through, and that kind of locks it into place. And now we are going to pass our needle through our very first ring here, right in the center. So hopefully you can see that, and hopefully my written instructions make sense. And I usually just pass it right in there, as you can see. Yeah, that looks good. And then once again, I'm going to do the same thing. Just knot it and lock it in place. And lock it again. And we are done with the motif. Okay, so this is where I am going to end this video, and we are all complete with the motifs, and now you can go ahead and attach them any way you want. So according to the pattern, you will attach them at the third picot on the chains, and you'll just go all the way around attaching them in that manner. It's pretty simple. You can pick and choose any way that you want to attach them, whether it's like this or like that right there. It's really up to you. There's so many different choices. I'm not real sure what I'm gonna do with this right now, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below what you plan on doing with this, or you know, what are your takes on tatting? I don't know. Anyways, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and stay crafty, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.